Earth got here, and it's time to talk about the trash show of the season, Gachiakuta, episode 4. And this episode is very much so meet the cleaners, getting to meet at least some of the cleaners, even though most of them were in the headquarters. I like that engine. Yeah, nobody's here. Don't worry, everybody's spread out doing their own thing. You're gonna meet just maybe a few of them. Walks into the room, is full. Everybody from the cleaners. The timing, but anyway, the episode is fun, and I think maybe we found the best girl in the show, at least so far. But let's get into the episode and talk about it. Now, like I said, it picks up from last week. We have them going to the cleaners HQ, meeting the receptionist, Semiu, and she has an interesting hobby, and goddamn, she's hot. And she was looking at the nude girls magazines there, and I love it. I love it. I like it. Very much approve so of that there. I do hope we get to see more of her. She had that nice moment when she caught those two flies there. Very easy. And I like that those flies were still following Rudo because he still had shit on the back of his neck. Man, the last episode, I still remember how much I laughed at that one here. But Engine also asks Semiyu to use her vital instrument, her powers. She has this kinetic slash special vision, don't fully know what exactly she sees. To look at Rudo, see his potential, his current state, powers, and so on. She says he's good athletic wise, physically wise, so to say. He's not gonna much need that kind of training. Maybe just train with his power to get more used to it. And also sees the shit on the back of his neck, but she sees some static, or some, maybe her vision got blocked, or maybe she saw something, she scared her, because she more than definitely she saw something more than she revealed. And I think even Engine realized it, but he didn't press the issue there, kinda glanced it off here. So probably gonna find later on what she fully saw when she looked at Rudo, so that's gonna be interesting. But she's really goddamn hot, and I like her a lot, so hopefully we'll get to see more of her also. But here where we have the scene, like, yeah, nobody's here, everybody's left. They go into that room, there's pretty much everybody inside. Like, let's do it another time. Doesn't put Rudo into the room, which I think was a good idea. I don't think Rudo would have probably handled so many people coming face to face with him. He's not very good with people in general, or having social interactions there. And he was still playing with his hair while they walked in before everything started. But currently, to Engine, they have like around 100 cleaners, support staff also, because it's not just the guys with the power, the givers with the vital instruments here. Also, one of them reminded me from of a character from Fire Force, Captain Obi. We're gonna get to him there, but then they decide to go see the boss, and Engine has some warnings to Rude, like, slow down, don't instantly ask about what you want, like going to the surface there, about the surface on the spheres. And that's a good point, because, and I really like Rudo slowly this episode. He kind of slowly started realizing, accepting the fact she was kind of, be blunt, a bit of an asshole, always putting his needs in front of everything else and discarding just, I just need this, I don't need you guys, I'm just gonna use you, I don't care about you. But slowly they showed him there's a lot more to what they do and how they are, and kind of changed him a bit, even though he was in shock this episode, which we're gonna get to. And apparently, even the cleaners don't know the boss's vital instrument, his powers, but he has the charisma and leadership skill to lead them, and they fully trust him or her. I'm not sure, probably him. But he's missing, he's not in office. Of course, so we're probably gonna have to wait a bit more before we meet the boss there. Now, also, Rio has an idea to have Rudo kind of observe on one of her missions during work here with a town, asking some help with beasts here, and we get a bit of world building, because the Engine is not really good at giving information to the new guy. Now, the ground world is split into polluted areas and then safe zones, and Rudo landed into one of the 6 no man's land, a very dangerous one, and somehow he survived there, and he got lucky. Engine was there. Even though he kind of played it dumb, I think he was probably doing more than just stretching his leg or going on a walk there. He's probably observing or doing something more there, or hey, maybe he's just that guy, just goes into danger zones and spending time there relaxing. And Rudo just likes the world. He wants to fix all of the trash. And I like that side about him. He kind of has that innocence with him, comparing how everybody sees the world, this dark view of everything. He has this innocent and happiness inside him, even when looking at trash there. But here is where we meet some of the supporters, and one of them has really, really strong grip strength there, and the way he was moving, the way he was that stoic type of character reminded me of Obi from Fire Force, and I feel like the show also has a lot of Fire Force vibes there. If you guys know source material and author and interviews and stuff like that, let me know in the comments below if it was more inspired from Fire Force. But here, where they're doing the mission with Rudo, kind of got a glimpse into how Rio actually is. Like, the first beast that came a small herd, she's like, nah, they're fine, they're not even touching the barrier there. Then bigger ones come, this is also fine, it doesn't matter, we can just kill them. And the rule to survive underground is just to keep your cool, and I like how Rio wanted to Rudo wanted to do that also himself, but I feel like Rio is not really calm, more like she's enjoying, she's kind of like a battle maniac, honestly, and I like characters like that quite a lot. I love me when we see a battle maniac character going wild here, and she was enjoying everything, even when the giant beast came in, the big one, and she got excited, not scared, not panicked, she was like, fuck yeah, this is my job. And she went to in battle maniac, and her weapon is really cool, but probably the coolest part is not her weapons being scissors, is the way she's using them. I didn't expect somebody to use scissors with her feet. Like, she doesn't use her hands, even though she makes the scissors bigger, uses them with her feet to actually control the weapon and slice and dice everything in front of her. So that was really cool, seeing her fight, and the music, the background music, the hype for it was was awesome there. And the support guy were actually doing something, tossing her the beasts, subduing them, and she was the only one capable of killing them with vital instruments, actually working as a team support there. And Rudo was observing here, and actually the fight there, just that cool scissor scene was awesome here. Even the strong guy saves Rudo from a beast there, and that really reminded me of Obi, like I said. And Rio versus the big beast, she was having the most fun here. But in the background, one of the smaller ones survived and was about to attack the other supporter guy, and Rudo steps in to stop it. And from here is where we see kind of like him going into this shocked state. He's about to use his power, he extends that pipe thing he took there to stop the beast, but he gets in his head, how do I use my power, what am I doing here, what is this, and kind of freezes up a bit. Even though he helped save that guy and moved instantly, Rio has to come in and kill that beast, and saving both of them at the same time here. And yes, while he could be very strong having those gloves and able to make everything into a vital instrument, he doesn't fully know how to use his powers. But I feel like probably the thing that affected him the most was seeing how the cleaners actually are, and not just seeing them as tools just to use them to further his revenge. Actually, they opened his eyes a lot more, and that put him into that state here. But while they were dealing with that, the big beast was regenerated, so that was kind of like a special one. Even they were confused why it was regenerating, and she had to fight it again. She sees like it has this core there sort of on it, and while it goes berserk, it definitely looked like a giant beetle in a way. In one of the attacks, the aftermath for the aftershock, my bad, it's Rudo while he was still in shocked, and the supporter guy comes in and saving, kind of puts him, hey, focus on your goal. I don't know what caused you to freeze up, but focus on your goal and keep moving forward, kind of giving him a bit of motivation here. And meanwhile, Rio goes with holy orbital strike scissor cannon there, kind of like Engine did with his umbrella, but she just slams that beast and killing it, and revealing that inside of it, it was a vital instrument, a cutter. So I don't know what does mean. Was the vital instrument used to control the beast? Was it used to create the beast, or did it, I don't know, something in between that make your somebody's powers is just to make beasts and control them, like something like that. So I don't know, but feels like the bigger villains and the bigger plot are slowly getting revealed here with what's happening, and even more with the last scene in the episode. That guy that wanted to sell Rudo off wakes up confused in like this man cave thing, dark room, with a guy on a couch getting intrigued about this the steer guy, referring to Rudo. So that's probably one of the main villains that we have moving forward. But this episode was definitely very much so introduction to a lot of the characters, a bit of world building, fun shenanigans. Rio's great, seeing her be a battle maniac. Samu potential to be the best girl so far, and Rudo's probably gonna need a training arc after this. And I'm really curious what Samu saw when she looked at him there, and this boss being mysterious even to his own subordinates with his powers and so on, and slowly feels like the world is getting revealed. So yeah, fun episode, but let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about it. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So if you're enjoying Gachiakuta, I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.